I've been stuck with that song recently and I can't get it out of my head. What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. Welcome to any new subscribers that have joined this channel. Hello, my name is Teddy. I make videos like this sometimes where I just talk about what I've either read or watched in terms of anime or manga. I presume most people are gonna watch my reaction videos rather than these videos, and sometimes I draw and paint and experiment with art stuff. So, hi, hello, nice to meet you. Once again, my name is Teddy, like the bear. So I mentioned in a previous video that I was gonna talk about a series that I recently started watching and I actually ended up finishing it, and that is High Rise Invasion. It's a Netflix series. It came out this year actually, which I was surprised by. I found out recently while I was like digging up on it. It took me a long ass time to finish. For a 12 episode anime, it felt like an eternity and a half. Intro's fire, no comment on that. Honestly, it fits really, really well with like the overall theme. It suits it really well. I think they made a really good choice with it. But otherwise, let's get on with what the series is actually about. The story follows this high school girl called Yuri Honjo who gets randomly teleported, so to say, into this like different realm, and a bunch of other people also get teleported. They're all like random, I think, so far. We don't really know why they were chosen for this, and they all appear to be in like the city on literal high-rise skyscrapers. The only way to go from one skyscraper to another is through these connecting bridges. So they can go down a couple of floors, but they can never walk on the ground. So all the exits are blocked. They can only jump really through the bridges. Obviously, it wouldn't make for a good anime if there weren't any enemies or bad guys, and those come in the form of like these individuals who all wear like these really eerie looking, I'm sure you've seen the masks. So these people who've put on the masks, they kind of get like programmed. So their goal is to not kill the people, but is to hurt them enough and push them enough so that they want to jump off the buildings themselves. It's one of those like survival game animes, if you will. So our main protagonist, Yuri, her main goal is to find her brother who's also in this realm, and for them to basically escape together. She meets allies and she makes friends, and on the way things get really complicated, but you know, she kind of levels up as she goes and gets closer to God, whatever that means. Nothing's really been explained in the first season, but I'm assuming more will get explained as the anime goes on. Now that I talk about it, it honestly gives Loki like a little Platinum End vibe. So the masked bad guys, they kind of go after like the normies with whatever skill set they had in the real life. So for example, you would have like a baseball player who would be in his attire and he would attack with like hitting baseballs. You would have a swimmer who would be like really bulky and muscular, and the most notable one that I think everyone knows if you've heard about this anime, the sniper. It's a cool concept, it has a lot of potential, but what I think really kind of ruins the overall seriousness of the anime is the way they named the masks. So instead of giving them like kind of cool badass names, they would opt for like, you know, if there was like a cook or something, chef mask, drill mask, scissors mask, like why? Sniper mask, the one that I just mentioned, has to be the only one that actually sounds a little bit cool. The rest of them honestly sound like a 2-year-old named them. The main part, which I think a lot of people complain about as I've read on Reddit and like reviews of this anime, is that first episode in, and pretty much in every single episode, it was an incredibly overbearing amount of panty shots. It's so incredibly unnecessary and some kind of like fan service that I think no one really asked for. They just kind of throw it in there with no sense of like humor. You know, sometimes there's like a tasteful way to do it. Still wrong if it's like a high school girl. You know what I'm getting at. But they would just throw it in there and it's just random, and as the episodes progress also they would slowly undress the characters, like, you know, a rip up the skirt here, the shirt open there, and it's like, is this really necessary to the story right now? They include really awkward shots where they're just climbing stairs or just simply walking, where it's right up, you know, right up the skirt. Honestly, it made me feel really dirty. I don't know how everyone else felt, but I think the majority of people can agree that it's a bit much, especially since it was the last thing that I really expected from this anime. The weird thing is that they'll also throw in like a line where one of the characters will point it out. So they'll be like, Yuri, your panties are showing. That's it, dead. Like no reply, no nothing, no reaction. What is your point? I haven't read the manga, but I can assume it's probably coming from there. Otherwise, if it's not, I don't know what the fuck Netflix is on. There was also this really, honestly, kind of cringe moment with the main villain where like he's super serious and he's got these goals in mind and he's gonna do this and this and this, and then suddenly he goes out to motorboat one of the masks with really big boobs for whatever reason. Odd and out of place. It's so tasteless. Like, I don't know how else to describe it. It's just in poor humor. I don't know who finds this funny, amusing, or anything. I don't know if it's supposed to be humorous, but I think it just comes out as just really, really cringe. As I mentioned, the plot has potential, but overall, right now, it's looking really bland and basic, to be honest. I wouldn't be in a rush to watch it if I was you. If you're thinking about watching it and it's on your list, just scratch it out right now. It's a waste of time. You wouldn't be exactly missing out. I only really started this anime because of Sniper Mask. He's kind of stealing the show because his story is a lot more interesting than Yuri's or any of the other characters. If you're gonna watch it, it's probably gonna be for him, but he appears kind of not so often as well, so I don't know. Honestly, if you're gonna watch it just because of Sniper Mask, I wouldn't recommend it. It's really not worth it. I recently also started, and I'm almost finished with it actually, Fruits Basket. Surprisingly good. I've already mentioned this before, but I don't like slice of life anime. If it's too realistic, I just don't really like it. Like, sports anime are not my thing. Fruits Basket is kind of like Banana Fish on TikTok. Like, everyone talks about it, but not to the point where they explain what it's about. So you kind of go in without really knowing what you're gonna watch, which I think is great. So it's about like zodiacs and stuff like that. So if you're interested, intrigued, you know, kind of high school life as well, everyone's a comic relief. It's a romance anime, but I think it also makes you think a little bit deeper about things in life. I also finished Bungo Stray Dogs season 3. So someone in the comments on my manga haul actually told me that the episodes of season 2 and I think 3, like the first couple of ones, the ones that I was confused about, were part of like a mini novel, so that's why it wasn't really part of like the whole story. It was just kind of backstory stuff. That explains everything. Just a casual watcher who's not like, who doesn't know about Bungo Stray Dogs, I think it would be very confusing, like it was for me. But now that it was explained a little bit, Dazai's past life and whatever was going on in the Port Mafia at the time, it makes sense now that they were just kind of showcasing that without it having any connection to the overall plot. But yeah, anyway, it was really good. It was great. I don't remember it. I've already forgotten it. My brain just kind of immediately gets rid of information that I'm not gonna need. I don't have the brain capacity. I don't have space anymore to remember anything. That's why I think I gotta start putting disclaimers when I review stuff and watch stuff, because I forget a lot. Even if I've recently read something, I've probably already forgotten it. That's that. I hope you enjoyed that little review. Once again, if you're thinking of watching High Rise Invasion, don't. Don't forget to subscribe, check out last video, and I'll see you in the next one.